Welcome back to the Chatty Chairwoman. Oh my gosh, it looks like the chickens have come home to roost. Nene Leakes is being sued by her boyfriend, what is his name? Nyoni, wife, and her name is Malomine Seo. Oh my gosh, I just assumed that they were on their way to divorce, or that she was some, I hate to use this term, passive wife that was just gonna let him roam the streets, but I guess she strikes back. And look how the chickens have come home to roost. I'm sure we all remember the famous line from Real Housewives of Atlanta: close your legs to married men. Ooh, if I could talk to Kim right now, what is she saying to Nene Leakes? Now, personally, I believe Nene is engaged with this man because she was with Greg for so many years. She's just not used to being alone. Does that excuse it? Absolutely not, because she has been posting him, sharing him, taking him to the Real, taking him to all these parties and introducing him as her man, right? And the man is still married. Do we have no shame? Do we have no shame? How are you going to be under attack in your professional life and your personal life at the same time? That clearly means she needs to reset, meditate, reevaluate every decision she's making right now, because she's still very vulnerable. So Nene Leakes' boyfriend responds to the lawsuit on social media thanks to the post by Neighborhood Talk. It says the best you can do for yourself in life is not to allow negative people to bring you down to their level. Just maintain your self-respect and keep away from them. Know that you can't hang out with negative people and expect to live a positive life. Don't forget that less you respond to negative people, like my separated, the more peaceful I guess he's saying the less you respond to negative people, like my separated, I guess he meant wife, the more peaceful your life will become. Always surround yourself with people who value your worth, and if someone doesn't appreciate your presence, the best you can do is let them appreciate your absence. Avoid the ingrates, those who complain about one thing you haven't done for them instead of being appreciative for the thousands of things you've done for them. Leave them to stew in their ingratitude, but don't hate them. Just maintain your focus and don't stress. That is his response to his wife. So if she is so negative and so unappreciative and so ungrateful, why didn't he just simply divorce her? Are humiliating me? And I know you're just doing this for a come up. Shoot, he even took her to Ghana. Didn't they go to his hometown? I mean, he's just flaunting her all across the place. And I remember that video she posted of him doing measurements for Britt. Remember that? King Britt, her son. So introduced him to her children, all her friends, out in Miami with Peter and his friends. So they have not hit it. So it's beyond me why this doesn't register with her. So let me think. If they're driving in the car and the wife calls, what is the conversation between Nene and Nyoni? What is that conversation? I mean, come on now. You are Nene Leakes. You can find a single man. I hope it ain't that bad. It can't be. But this goes beyond. But look how karma comes full circle. That's why you got to be careful who you criticize, right? So anyway, let me go on back on to the research that I found. So North Carolina is one of the places where you can actually sue someone for alienation of affection, right? And there is no set dollar amount that can make a relationship wrecked by cheating. So of course there's no dollar amount. And the only way you sue somebody is because, well, what the Sodoma law website says is that, don't sue nobody ain't got no money. So she is asking for $100,000 in damages. And you know, she only did that because she's going to get more out of embarrassing Nene in the press. She'll get millions in Nene embarrassment and character assassination just by having a press release, because it's all over the media. It's on TMZ, it's on the Jasmine brand, and shout out to the Jasmine brand because that's where I saw the notification of the lawsuit. So I'm going to include that into the link so that you can go right to the story and read it. I'll also include the legal information in case you know somebody in North Carolina being disrespected at the highest level. And when she said that she was humiliated when she saw the postings on social media, I can imagine. And I think they have a son, if I'm not mistaken. So how do you process all of that? And I guess she said, I've been quiet for too long. Now remember, in one instance, in March of 2010, there was a woman who won a $9 million lawsuit in North Carolina because she sued her husband's mistress for alienation of affection. And that woman, Miss Cynthia Shackelford, said there's no difference in that and any other aggrieved wife. She was 60 years old and thought her husband was deeply in love with her. And then he came in late at night at the office and suspicious charges on his credit card and cell phone bills. So under centuries-old North Carolina case law, she sued her husband's mistress, and for alienation of affection. The mistress was 33 years old. He awarded her $5 million in compensatory damages and $4 million in punitive damages. So that was one instance. But I think the case that is most familiar is, remember back in December 2010 when Fantasia was sued by her then boyfriend's wife for alienation of affection. It says Antoine Cook, and it was rumored, according to Straight from the A, that's this source, that his estranged wife had been inquiring about filing $1 million suit against the American Idol singer winner, Fantasia. And the criminal conversion law is only in 7 states, as I mentioned, including North Carolina. Fantasia almost was accused. Fantasia had been accused of the affair several months ago, and the wife said that they were still married and in a relationship. So several months later, Fantasia did win the lawsuit, and the courts confirmed that the boyfriend was telling the truth, that even though the wife said they were still together, the courts found out or confirmed based on documentation that they actually had separated in September 14, 2009, but the wife claimed they were still together in June 2010, and she filed the lawsuit later that year. But the courts confirmed that he actually had separated from his wife, therefore Fantasia's case was null and void, right? So Fantasia won that case. So here we are, fast forward to 2022, and Miss Nene Leakes is being sued for $100,000. The wife says she was humiliated. You know what? I'm a Nene Leakes fan, but I'm proud of this wife for taking a stand. I honestly said to myself, they got to be going through a divorce, because who would allow their husband to not only jot around locally, but with a superstar, A-list star, well, it used to be A-list star, I guess, but someone who is definitely recognizable, not only in this country, but in another country, right? And it seems like they're always together. Wow. And he's on the come up. I mean, look at the exposure he gets for free. I mean, who takes their boyfriend to an interview on The Real? Who does that? They're not even married yet. They can't even get married. So this is going to cause him to really make a decision. Is he going to file for divorce and be available, 100% available for Nene? So this is going to force him to make a real decision. Is he going to file for divorce and truly be available for Nene Leakes? Or is he going to revert back to his wife? This is going to be interesting to see how this pans out. I want to know if Nene Leakes is going to even address this. But when your professional career is on the line, the last thing you need is personal character assassination lawsuit as well. So I think this is a period where Nene needs to reset and reflect, because she is destroying her brand. How is she going to recover? She's destroying her brand. And let me get it. I get it. We all make bad decisions. We all do. We all make poor choices. But at 54, it should be less and less obvious. Now, I could see if she didn't know he was married, if she asked him and she tried to confirm it or whatever. But at that level, you can find things out. I'm sure people come up to her and tell her. So, and how does she have this conversation with her sons and her granddaughter? That's the other part. You cannot think this is not going to have an impact on her professional career as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. Wow. Kudos to the wife for taking a brave step. Kudos to her. Because I'm sure her conversations with him, even if they're probably not even having conversations, I can't even imagine the disrespect she feels. Humiliation is the right word. So hopefully this all turns out in her favor in terms of winning the lawsuit. And maybe that will embarrass Nene enough to leave this man alone. Okay, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And I love to hear your comments on it. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification button for the Chatty Chairwoman. I am so grateful. The views are coming in. I'm getting subscribers. Thank you guys for taking the time. I know it's an extra click to subscribe, but I appreciate it. It helps my channel grow. And you see, I'm trying to be more consistent. I'm trying to do better edits. Slowly but surely, I'm working on it. I want to give you the best content possible. Bye-bye.